cutting done right. Everybody likes to do cost cutting. But how can we do it right? And why today I choose the topic which is the building block of an eyewear supply chain design for China. Why China? Let's see first. Okay, why China? Why not like some other countries? With raising labor costs, trade wars, etc., why is China still a good option for eyewear industry? From statistics, as you can see, in 2017, China was EU, European Union's largest partners for imports and second largest for EU exports. So I think from the data, you can see how important China as the partners with EU countries like Italy, France, Spain. And China has advantage that is low cost, skilled labor. Some may say, hey, Zenobia, how about Vietnam or Bangladesh? They even lower the cost. Okay? The key word here is the skilled labor. In China, we have many eyewear, factories. They have been doing the eyeglasses for many years, 20, 30, even 40 years. But like Vietnam or even Bangladesh, they just stopped these few years. So, if you would like to have quality eyewear, China is still an option for you. Okay, and also China is strategically located because that is a part of it's the largest portions in Asia. Okay, location-wise, so you can export to different locations, and also it's low. In China, they offer low raw material, relatively. Okay, steel, nickel, silver, even plastic, still relatively low compared with other countries. And here is access to cutting-edge technologies. Okay, before in 20 years ago, maybe China has the technology, maybe everything is manual. But I think if some of you have been in China and visit some China factories, okay, you can see they really have a very nice CNC or even machine or even robotic machines, AI machines to do some eyewear process, okay? And also in China, they have very mature infrastructure compared with other, countries, developing countries. So that's why today I will choose the topic, which is cost cutting, mainly for the supply chain in China. If you have supply chains in other countries, you can take it as a reference. But I mainly is focused on it in China. All right, there are 7 approach for cost reductions. Okay, if you would like to have cost cutting in your whole supply chain, and you can take this as your reference. Here, the first one is product design. You may think, oh, okay, I would like so fancy design, really nice frame, whatever. But if you would like to have cost cutting, you can consider the product design. You may have a simple design, but with very, different cutting. But you may not put so many rhinestone or use leather, whatever, on the frame. So you may consider, even though you can use nice material, but not sophisticated design because it requires higher process or more steps to make it, and it is also a cost. But if you think, oh, okay, I need to have a special design, I cannot cost cutting and design. So another approach would be the product line rationalization. Okay, that is another thing you need to consider. How can you produce something, or maybe you can talk to your vendors, okay, and they would produce more best-selling frames instead of they just, okay, I have all 10 SKU, 100 SKU, you just help me to produce all. But you can review and see what kind of frames that is best-selling, then you produce that. And then the third approach can be the lean product or manufacturing. So you say, okay, maybe I just buy frame from the factory, so it's none of my business. Okay, so then when you select your vendors, select your partner in China, you may consider this is one part that, because you need to negotiate with the vendors or factories in China. If they have lean production and manufacturing, then it can help you to do the cost cutting. If you would like €6, you normally buy €6, but now you would like them to offer you 5.5 euros. How can they do it? If they do, the factory have like lean manufacturing, so they can offer you less, 50 cents euro less. So you need to discuss with them and find the right problem. And the fourth approach would be the pool chain supply chain management. Pool supply chain management. Okay, there are two approaches for the supply chain management. One is push, another is pull. In order to have cost cutting, and I would suggest you to consider the pool supply chain management. What is that? Anybody know pool supply chain management? Is you produce what is on demand. It's not you predict and then, oh, okay, I think it's good selling. I ask the factory to produce more. But it's more or less is on demand. On demand. If customer like this model as good selling, and then you just produce, ask the factory to produce what is right for the customer. Okay? Now we are talking about the cost reduction. Some people will say, oh, but I would like to do the forecast, and then I can have inventory. And if the customer would like the goods, and then I can just send it out. Yes, that is the push supply chain management. But for cost cutting, you need to have low inventory. Low inventory. In order to do that, you need to make sure that what you produce is what on demand. Then it's benefits to prevent any wastage. Otherwise, you have a lot of frame cannot sell out in your warehouse. That is the inventory that you don't want. Okay. And then the fifth approach would be the quality focus. Okay, in China, you may think quality. Oh, China's eyeglasses quality may not be good, but nowadays, after so many years, okay, and actually we are doing inspections in China, many like Wenzhou or Shenzhen, we see the quality levels is increasing in China. Okay. But how can the cost cutting related to quality focus? If the supplier and yourself focus on quality, so they don't need to, quality is not by inspection, it's really by the process. So if everyone, you and supplier focus on the quality, they would have the process tracking. Not wait until the last minute shipment and then find out, oh, okay, that is not what you want. Then they need to rework. Rework is the cost for you and for the factories. You cannot ship right as per your launching schedule. So it's also a loss. Another is total cost management. That is something that you need to have. There's a 7-step, but here I cannot detail to say that. That is a system to analyze how you can benefit from one project or even a product. How can you really manage the cost, each single cost? Do the cost cutting assessment by yourself. Okay. And that is the practical points to consider how you can review your business. Okay. Like the first one, raw material cost. Do you do it just through the manufacturers, or you already doing something essential procurement and bulk purchase, and you are the one to talk to the raw material suppliers, lenses, acetate, hinges, suppliers. Second is the operational cost. You can consider, like, is managing orders and quality internally. For instance, how would you may need to go to China, then your cost to fly all the way from here to China. And also there would be a time difference and language barriers, and even the whole landscape. You have no idea, oh okay, which part? Oh, Wenzhou, where is it? Shenzhen, oh okay, it's south in China. You need to figure it out. But if you have been in China, okay, it would be okay. But always you need to fly to China and face to face to talk to the people. So it is also a cost. And when you do the assessment, the third point I would like to suggest to you is the manufacturing cost. Okay, is your partner factory, they're doing the lean manufacturing process? Do they have the QMS, quality management system? What is their rework way? That would help you to review, is this the partners right for you, and can help you to have cost reduction. Okay, so if after you do the assessment, how much can you save? How much can you save? I have an example, a case study for you. And from this case study, and you can see, you can save up 67% on cost and time. How are we going to do it? As I say, we need to do assessment first. But in this case, I will give you some figures. That is real figures, okay? For instance, you have a factory cost is euro 1.3, okay? Wow, very low cost, right? And the quantity is just 2,100 pieces, and for 3 SKU, okay? And you may hire some people to do the inspections, and the number of inspections in this case is 3 times. Twice for inspections, but still not okay, fail, okay? And then the total cost for inspection, for instance, is 630 euro. So the cost per frame for the inspection already 30 cents euro per frame. Okay? If consider, if they choose the right, this customer choose the right factory to begin with, then just one-time inspection, okay? Here, the cost per frames for inspection will be just 10 cents euro. See? Save 67% on cost and time. That is really true figures. You can see, if you can choose the right factories, do it right at the first time. No need back and forth, because you don't have confidence. Oh, how come it's failed? Then okay, you rework, the factory rework, and then you ask people to check for you, and still not okay, and then second time, third time. You may say, okay, Zenobia, we can ask the factory to absorb the cost. I still only can just pay like the 10 cents. Here, not only cost, but time. You lost time also. You're supposed to launch the collection in March, but it just dragged on, we work everything until April, so you miss the whole month sales. So who are going to pay for you, compensate to you? The factory, but only 1.3 euro. Can they compensate to you? Of course no. Then the loss will be on yourself. This is very true. So I really would suggest you not only to do assessment, but when you start a project with, in China, and you can consider have a feasibility study, okay, in these 4 areas, like economic feasibility, the cost benefit. Is it good ways to go to China or even like Cambodia, Vietnam, wherever? No, in China. But which part of China? Because now I focus on talking about China. Wenzhou, Shenzhen, or even now Xiamen, or even Chongqing, or Jiangxi. Okay, there are different part area in China, so you need to consider. When you fly to there, or you need to transfer another flight to there, or need to take a bus or high-speed train, whatever, it also costs. How about the technical feasibility? Can the factory have ability to produce what you design? How about operational feasibility? Okay, how can you control the efficiency when you work with the China factories? And also the 4th is the schedule feasibility. You just call them, email them, WhatsApp them. Okay, when is your delivery? And the scheduling, they always behind or delay again and again. What are you going to do? Wait. Or just penalty, right? But still, you cannot receive your goods. So a lot of things that you need to do is to do the feasibility study about your product or even your project. Okay. After that, and cost saving, there are 3 areas in that case study, okay? In that case study, if you find the correct factories produce quality products, find the right suppliers to produce quality products, you have no hassle, no delay. And how about safeguard qualities? From the incoming, that's why I suggest you to start from raw material suppliers that you need to control not only on the cost, but also you have in mind their quality, how the quality is, okay? Because here is the key word, one-time passway, and no market returns, okay? Quality is to reach the customer satisfaction. If you are in the retailer, okay, or you are the distributor, then you need to have quality product. Otherwise, the market will say, oh, okay, I don't like that product because the lens pop out, the hinges easy to take off, whatever. That is everything is your brand reputation, okay? Product compliance. There are many RSL. That is the restricted substance list, like lead, cadmium, and especially in EU, there will be a REACH, R-E-A-C-H, the REACH compliance that is required. So, even though you have a quality product, but you still need to consider the regulations. Otherwise, your product may have recall. That's why you need to win your customers' trust, especially a lot of like big brand, international brand. They are not only sell frames in EU countries, but the extra EU countries. Okay. So there's something, I'm not sure how many of you would consider, you would review your logistic costs. Maybe your finance, your accountant, because different company, they would have different logistic costs. I just show you some example, okay? Some would have a high labor cost. Some will have they will spend, they really have a very good material. They will spend a lot of money on the material and overhead. They hire their own people to do many stuff, like, okay? And how about logistics? As I say, if you always need to fly to China, or fly somewhere else, or ask the supplier fly to your place, whatever, that is the logistic. Or you need to send the frames. You ask the factory to send some like shipment sample for your review, and then you comment and then send it back to them. It's also a logistic, back and forth. Even though you have FedEx or UPS, it's also cost because you need to ask them to send you the frames for review and then any comment and then send it back, or even send to the people in China for you to check on the frames. So it's high logistic cost in some way. And now the G&A, the general and administrative cost. Okay, every company they will have G&A. Okay, and afterward then you have profit. But what is plus means? So it means some other country, some other company they would have different costs. They would count as a logistical cost. I just put this as an example. Okay, example. So I would suggest you to review your company logistic costs if you would like to do the cost cutting. That is very important. You need to discuss with your boss, your accountant, how you define the logistic cost in your company, because that would be your KPI when you see if you can really reduce or lower the cost. Otherwise, you have no corner. Okay, how can you say you save cost? Because you have no graph, no KPI to start with. So I really suggest if you don't have that kind of logistic cost or assessment, you can start it now and see how you can help yourself. Okay, what is your choice? After you do the assessment and everything, and you can have, like, for instance, if you focus on one part is the quality focus. If you have your own people visit and regularly go to the factory to check your product, of course, it's easy to communicate, complete understanding because the people is from your side, okay? But it will be high cost and less flexibility, okay, somehow. And then the people need to learn some China culture, okay? And other options you can consider is outsource to a third party to do it, okay? Because they are really totally understand the China culture and they really understand the China manufacturers. But if you would like to set up your own office to have more control, that is your option also, okay? I do this for your reference too. In this case, for instance, you need one QC and one order follow-up for your order project, okay? And that is, suppose it's renminbi, I just convert to euro for your easy comparison. And also depends on the location, if you like your staff to travel, and the housing allowance. And one thing you need to consider is the insurance. If you hire your own staff in China, there are 5 insurance: injury, medical, unemployment, maturities, retirement insurance. You need to pay for the staff in China. All that sum up. In this case, 100,000 pieces will cost you 50 cents euro. Wow, it's much cheaper compared to just buy some people over there. This is your choice. This is your option. I just would like to share the cost comparisons for you guys so that you can really see how would you choose. That is the option in terms of the cost. If you would like to do a cost cutting in your supply chain, that's one thing that you need to consider. 3 things, like, okay, cost cutting in the eyewear supply chain. Audit the factory. If the factory is the right factory, they have, just like what I told you before, the technical feasibility, and do they have the lean manufacturing? If they don't, never mind. Do they have the quality management system? And how about the factory, the management, the factory management guy? Do they have the mindset and how they will do the quality product? Okay. And also the inspection. That is something that you may consider. Like you hire a QC for your own QC to do it, or you send some people to over there, or or you just ask the factory to send frames to your warehouse to check on site. I mean, in your warehouse. And also the testing. If you sell to different countries, they have different regulations, just like RSL, which if you sell to US, then you need to consider Top 65, FDA, and all the regulations. You need to make sure your products comply. So in order to have cost cutting, if you just squeeze your manufacturers with no point, they cannot do anything. They cannot do anything for you. First, do they have the mentality to do the lean manufacturing? If no, if you squeeze them, they have nothing. They have nothing can offer. If you squeeze them 10 cents, they may just see, okay, maybe I just steal 10 cents from the raw materials. What happened? Maybe fail in which, and maybe high lead or cadmium. If you want to them to do it right at the first time, better to control in your hands, not by the manufacturers. The cost-cutting liability is all on your own hands. It's your choice to spend more but get less. But if you will spend less to get more, you need to do the assessment, the cost-cutting assessment for your company, for yourself, for your project. And then you can see which part you can really squeeze more, okay? Because nowadays in the whole market, everybody is cost sensitive, really cost sensitive. If you go to different booth, the first thing all the buyer would ask, how much? How soon you can deliver? If you just look at the cost they offer, then disregard anything, eventually, is it you really can save the cost that you scouting all the suppliers, or you really have a stable cost cutting for your company? It's all up to you, in your hands. That's why I would like to share this concept with you, because a lot of buyers, distributors, of course, even myself would like to have cost cut in my company, but need to do it right, done it right, just like the topic I share with you. Okay, cost cutting done right, not blindly just squeeze. Okay, you cannot get the right thing. Okay, that's the end of my presentation today.